There we go. Hello everybody, welcome to evening stream with Bitcoin and altcoins and myself. Hope you're doing well. As you see in the title, guys, sell now, sell everything, sell. Sell your wife, sell your kid, sell your kidney and buy the dip, guys, and buy the dip. How much is gonna dip right now? Right now we're sitting at 51k. Was a little bit lower, a little bit earlier, but sell now everything you can and get the dip, the juicy dip. Altcoins are even dipping even more than that. Altcoins are down like 5 to 10% right now. I mean, there are very few coins that are down more than 5%, above 10%. Optimism is down 10% right now. Let me see over here. We got SDAO is down 13%, Vi is down 12% right now. But there are very few coins that are above minus 10% right now. But it is juicy dip, guys. It is juicy dip, this is a 4-hourly time frame from the top over here towards the bottom, 9.35%. But on the daily time frame is a little bit less over here. From the top to the bottom, it is 9%. Right now, it's chill is down only 6.8%. But there is that. Guys, how you doing in the chat? Ron Adopter, what's up, man? How you doing? Vanessa, not sell, buy the dip. That's the message in today's video. Buy the dip, not financial advice, of course. You do your money, I'll do my money. You do you, I'll do me. We got a TF fans club, right now, and these are only, member can chat streams. So, if you wanna be green member, chat in the stream and have fun with us. Join our Telegram channel. Do click the link and join us. Support the channel. We also have a public TA fans club channel for everybody. So, you're welcome to join that as well. There will be a lot of people during the bull market coming into that chat, so it's going to be very interesting. Besides those two things that are linked down below as affiliate links, you are welcome to join KuCoin and Bybit. I use those in changes, so there is that. Guys, we gotta look at what's happening in Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is dumping, guys. Bitcoin is dumping. The question is how much. The question is where to. The question is how much more down. And to tell you the truth over here right now, it does kind of look that it's going to break towards the downside. But I've learned my lesson in the bull market. And even though this looks like, in any kind of other scenario, any kind of bearish scenario, this would, by the way, if my music, background music is a little bit too loud, you tell me that and I'll lower it down. In any kind of bearish scenario, any kind of bear market, this would, generally be the telltale sign to short the heck out of the market. And I'm with you guys, I'm with you. Like, this is, very, very, you can see up here, we actually managed to break the 4-hourly support level right back up above that again. And right now we are still staying above that level. Right now we just had this 4-hourly close, so we are still staying above that. But in any kind of bearish market, I would say that this is most likely gonna go towards downside. Now, if we had been right now at 50k levels over here, where is it? At 50k levels over here, right? If we had been over here at 50k levels, right, I would say that we had the kind of same kind of pattern. I would say that this is definitely very ugly. Even over here, like any kind of pattern, I would say this is gonna definitely go towards downside. Even though this move went towards upside, but if we had been at these kind of tops, with any kind of top up here, sorry, not over here, any kind of top over here that managed to bounce towards the upside, I would say, and we saw something like this happening right now, that's happening on the chart, I would say that it is probably some kind of top, right? Because you are breaking the trend right now towards the downside. You had this move towards the upside, and right now consolidation up here, consolidation, right now you are breaking that towards the downside. We still have on the daily time frame not confirmed move towards the downside, but it's only one 4-hourly candle left, and it does look like this is gonna continue going towards the downside. But doesn't matter how much it goes towards the downside, guys. You always have to have a bigger picture in mind and know that this eventually is this move towards the upside, right? This is the move that we are waiting for. The retail is not here. again, the retail is not here. The pullbacks will come, there will be dumps, you know, 10-20% towards downside, but the retail is not here, and it's not over just yet. I was actually looking at blockchain Becker today, and he's again talking about how this is some kind of top, and it's gonna, you know, go sideways over here, gonna go sideways and then drop towards downside. This is pretty much over. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm not quite, you know, with him when it comes to that. I'm a little bit unsure whether he is gonna be right or not. Now let's assume this over here is the top. Let's assume we did this move up here right now with this big move towards upside. And let's assume this is the top up here, and we just go towards downside over here, and you know, Bitcoin just dies towards downside. Can this actually happen? I mean, technically it can, right? Technically we can be a little bit bearish and say that, you know, for whatever reason this is gonna go towards downside, but nothing on the chart is telling us that this is gonna happen, right? Nothing on the chart. Like on the only breakdown we have right now is the 4-hourly time frame, right? The only breakdown we have right now is the 4-hourly time frame. So people are panicking about you know, about the 4-hourly time 4-hourly breakdown, but if you look at it on the daily time frame over here, it is just the first move down. It's not even closed yet. On the weekly time frame, there is literally nothing, nothing that says to us that right now that we are in any kind of danger or anything like that. Over here we had a very nicely 50 moving average. You think we're gonna get, you know, the lows down here again to the 50 moving average again, and then towards upside? I mean, that's some kind of next level hopium the way I see it. I would say right now that, you know, the lowest we can go, the absolutely lowest we can go today or this week is the 20 moving average right below these lows, and not even that. Like, that's very, very bearish. 43k, 44k up here, this line towards downside, or even the 20 moving average, sorry, the 10 moving average right above us over here, that's 44k, 44.8k. These levels up here, can we go down to those levels? I mean, technically we can. Over here, like 40k, can that happen? Technically it can. And if you look at a blue box over here, you know, are we going to get a retest on both the white channel lines over here and the blue box at the same time? Technically we can, right? So we're only trying to figure out where is the more probability, towards upside or downside. And right now it does look like it's being pushed towards downside. It is trying to break these lows over here towards downside. It is trying to push it towards downside. So I think, you know, whoever is manipulating market and wants to buy cheap Bitcoin and wants the price to go towards downside, they're doing everything they can, posting any kind of fodder they can find that you know, to get people to sell over here towards the downside. Now, how much move you're gonna get right now, because right now we already had, you know, 4% move over here. That's the 4% move to go towards downside over here, right? Over here, that's the 10% move right over here. That's around 47.6, give or take, right? This is a 10% move. This is what we have right now, 4.6 move, that's a 50.6. And if we get some kind of, like, you know, 20% move down, 42k, and I think this is hope where, you know, the part where we get, you know, the hopium for the bears, that for some reason you will get to buy below, you know, at 42k, 42.3k levels. I think this is, you know, huge hopium for the bears, because, you know, it is 20% down, and this 20% down pullback, if you look at a little bit, you know, back in time on Bitcoin, every single time we had a 20% pullback towards downside. So right now, of course, you know, people are thinking in these kind of ways and thinking that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, this was 22% pullback over here. This is, you know, 20% pullback. This over here is 24% pullback. This one over here is a, you know, 21% pullback. So that thinking again that, you know, again, we're gonna have, you know, another 20% pullback towards the downside. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I don't see anything right now that might actually be that, but you can see the volatility, how it, you know, hard hit over here, and suddenly, you know, you had these big pullbacks. Over here, there was not, you know, only at the very end up here, you had this big pullback towards the downside. Over here we just went slowly down 20%. Over here was slowly, and then a big capitulation, you know, capitulation move with a spring towards upside. This was a slow move down 20%. This over here was holding the support level, and then we had a, you know, violent move down. And then over here we had this, you know, pop up and right down to get that 20%. But, you know, are we gonna slowly up here? We're gonna do another one of these moves where it went kind of sideways over here. Sideways over here. Let me go to maybe a little bit higher time frame up here. Maybe even higher time frame, daily time frame up here, right? We went up here, went for a sideways, and then we do this, you know, big fast, you know, 20% move down to for some kind of 42k levels. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. So let's look at some indicators up here. What you're gonna see on the daily, there is no divergence up here right now, just, you know, turning around and, you know, pulling back, which is actually quite normal. The momentum up here is, you know, getting it was losing the momentum over here at the very end, and it was pulling towards downside at the same time, but there is nothing that says, you know, that we are in a kind of overbought territory. Over here at the very start we are overbought territory, but right now we're coming back to 68k levels, 68k levels. My own indicator is right now telling me on the daily time frame we are not overextended or anything like that, right? So let's go a little bit up higher time frames up here, and you're gonna see here that we are actually having a divergence up here at the top. So over here there is the divergence up here. There is actually no divergence over here. Sorry. We gotta go to 2-week time frame, and there is no divergence on 2-week time frame. There is no divergence on the 1-week time frame. Now a lot of people will look at these moves over here, but we are looking from the pivot point towards the pivot point, right? So we know how to do this kind of stuff. You know, other people do not know how to do that stuff, and that's fine. They do them, we do us. This is a pivot point, this is a pivot point, and this is a pivot point, right? So you got a pivot point over here, you got a slight pivot point, but since it's lower than these two others, doesn't matter, and you got these three. So we're just looking from the pivot point towards the pivot point over here, and this goes towards upside, this goes towards upside. So there is no divergence on the chart on the weekly time frame either. Not only that, if you look at MACD up here, it does look very, very nice. We never get this bearish cross up here, and right now we are pulling towards that now, the upside. I'm not saying that at one point this won't, you know, pull back and we're gonna get to that, you know, bearish cross over here where you do this move towards downside, which can actually happen. I'm just saying that right now we are not quite there just yet. 2-week time frame up here, we got these very nice dodges and explode towards the upside, but you know, if you just look at these candles up here, they're gonna close in 4 days. You know, can we pull down something like 48? Can we some kind of doji up here? I mean, that's technically, you know, probable, but there will be a lot of fight from the bulls trying to keep the price above certain levels. And right now over here, you can see even on the monthly time frame we did get that, you know, doji up here. This is a 42k level down here. I didn't even notice that. So you remember that 42k level that we just talked about, that we, you know, there might be some kind of, you know, bear hopium chance that we actually get hit. If this is the pullback all the way down over here during the next 8 days, we will get this, you know, secondary doji up here on the chart, which isn't actually that, you know, confident building, but it wouldn't be that bad because, you know, it could just continue after that. You know, dojis only mean indecision about what's going to happen. On the other hand, if this monthly candle over here closes like this after indecision, you close a big fat juicy green monthly candle. There is no other way than this going again towards upside, you know, something like 69k all-time high, 60k, between 60k and 68k. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? So I cannot see anything right now on the charts that's telling me that, you know, longer term, even, you know, not longer term, but, you know, technically, you know, daily plus time frame, weekly, whatever, that's there is any kind of problems that this is any kind of top or anything like that. You gotta go really, really low down on the 4-hourly time frame and to see this, you know, pullback towards downside. And right now we are still holding technically this level over here, guys. You gotta understand, this can just as well bounce from where it's right now. You see where it's right now? This can just bounce from over here because it is holding this support level. It is holding this support level, so it can just bounce, right? It can just bounce. You can see down here that this 4-hourly sideways motion pulled back all the back down to these 40 levels over here. You see down here. So we climbed up here and then we went sideways these 40 levels, and right now we are holding these 40 levels, and this trend over here is not being broken up here, right? So we are just going down the trend. So definitely, you know, there is very, very good chance for a bounce right now. I have zero bearishness. I'm not euphoric like I was, you know, 2 days ago. But I'm really, really bullish, guys. I'm really ecstatically bullish. So I was watching you know, Boris Becker, I would say, that blockchain backer, and I really can't understand when people talk about, you know, certain stuff, how this is the top and stuff like that, because I really don't understand their logic. They look at, you know, charts from Amazon or charts from Nasdaq, and they look for patterns that might actually look kind of the same that we are having right now, and they, you know, they think that that might be it. but the charts are not the same. There are so many differences in the charts. You know, we here on this channel, let me take a sip of my Coke. We here on this channel take pride in having nice lines, figuring stuff out, trying to find out why certain things work out, why certain things don't work out, why certain patterns follow other patterns, and so forth, so forth. Now, looking at the patterns that they are looking at, and then looking at the chart, they are not the same charts, guys. They are definitely 100% not the same chart. One day I'll copy the charts that Blockchain Backer is showing. I'll copy the chart that, you know, Crypto Savvy is showing, because he's also showing these, you know, very violent, you know, bull market charts, and they are not the same charts. They're different type of charts. But we do know our charts, we do know our lines, and you know, it's really hard to figure out how this is the top, guys. Everything is working very nicely. You can see up here that we are above the line, trend line up here. It doesn't matter how you draw this line. I mean, there is probably some way you can actually draw the line where we are not above the line, maybe up here somewhere. Even above that, we actually managed to cross above it. I don't know any other way to draw this line. You know, you gotta pull it all the way up there, and you know, right now it's some kind of pullback or whatever, but you know, you gotta pick up these, or at least pick up these over here, or maybe something like this up here. You know, you gotta pick up these lines that are down here, right at the bottom, right? And of course, we got a better way to figure out which lines are actually at the bottom up here. You see up here, we are back in the channel. Let's use this one up here. We're still back in it. I mean, doesn't matter how you do it. Like this over here, like very nice consolidation up here right now, going something like, you know, 59, 60k levels up here at the top. We're just in the middle up there. We just made, even if you take the, you know, the mid channel over here. Even if you take the mid channel over here, let's do that. You can see that we are above the midline of the, you know, bottom channel. However you twist it and turn it around, we are stupidly bullish, guys. Don't forget that we are stupidly bullish. Say it with me, guys. We are stupidly bullish on Bitcoin. So dips are for buying. In the bull market, dips are for buying. The fear and FUD is there to get you out of the market, to get you to sell. And once you are out, it pumps. And it always pumps a lot faster than it goes down. It always goes down slow, bleed full, but when it goes up, it goes very fast, guys. And the last move might actually go a lot faster, because I think they needed this last move to pump very fast towards upside. So everybody get FOMO, and then only then we might get some kind of pullback towards the downside. We won't be talking too much, you know, how this might actually play out, but you know, stupidly bullish. And you know, I'm just waiting for this to actually go towards upside. Let's go to 1 hourly time frame up here. You'll see how much consolidation there is over here. So we started, you know, we did this move up to 53k, pull back down to these lows down over here, went up there, and this is a waterfall sell-off where you get in this consolidation. You can see this move up here, this box is what we call a accumulation box, right? So a lot of people are selling, they are in fear. A lot of people are selling, they are in fear, they think it's gonna go down. This accumulation box, and once it gets back outside of this accumulation zone over here, towards upside, it goes towards upside, this accumulation zone. So why is this accumulation zone? Because people are in fear. When people are in fear, they sell. So you can actually load up on your, you know, Bitcoin bags and move towards upside. Oftentimes when you have some kind of move towards upside, the price will fall down and get into the box, okay? Why is the box important? Because the box represents, especially because out of the box you should go down, because that's anybody, you know, who does, you know, crappy TA. Anybody who does TA thinks that, you know, out of the box you go towards downside, right? You go down, you broke the trend, you retest that, and you break the support level over here, and then you go towards downside. That's very normal in any kind of bearish market. That's what people are missing all the time. There is difference in being in a bullish market and having certain patterns, and being in bearish market and having certain patterns. In a bearish market, this move over here does this over here and then dumps towards downside. Why? It broke support and goes towards downside. In bullish markets, this move over here dumps towards downside and fails to break the support level, and then goes again towards upside. Why? Because this box over here is the bullish accumulation box, where you are in fear. Everybody's in fear. Everybody thinks it's gonna break towards downside. They get you to sell. Not your wife, not your kidneys, not your kids. They get you to sell your Bitcoin. And then they buy your Bitcoin, and then price goes towards upside. But what I'm saying, because you see in the title right now we have a little bit few more people in here, sell everything and buy Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but you know, because they want your Bitcoin, guys. They want your Bitcoin, they want your altcoins, they want your everything. So over here, this actually looks very, very nice. So let's go even small time frames up here. You can see these, you know, wicks on the downside, how it's holding this support level. So you can actually draw a box around over here. And there is the line over here that needs to be broken before we can actually go towards the upside. And you know, how are you gonna draw that line? Let's go even small time frames over here. Let's do the top up here, because this over here is not. It should go something like this. You gotta pick up these as well. It does look legit. So you see up here, over here it broke down, and then you had this, you know, first you had, you know, triple bottom down here. Then it climbed up here towards tops, broke up, and then it got pushed down again to the support level. Right now, your support level again climbing above the line towards the upside. But since we have this pivot point up here, we're gonna do another thing over here, because we know how to do these things. We're gonna, you know, use this pivot point over here and this line up here. Maybe even something like this up here, and say that we are not quite there yet. Not quite there. Do you know what? We're just gonna say it like this. You gotta get out of the box. Once you're out of the box, there is no way you can draw this line over here that goes towards downside. Any kind of way you actually draw this line, doesn't matter what kind of line you draw. Even this one up here, maybe a little bit goes towards upside. But any kind of line you draw, it is broken, right? And when that happens, then we are looking for this next move. And the next move up here is where this box is gonna recover towards the upside, right? Above these highs up here. You can see up nicely we actually held these levels of resistance here at the top. Over here, let's just use these last ones. We just held very, very nicely this resistance at the top over here. Let me just remove a couple of lines over here. So we had, you know, we just moved towards upside. We failed to break the resistance, as you can see over here. Then we tried another time, failed that, and then pulled back towards downside. Right now we are again in our accumulation box down here. So the first move is out of the box over here, and the second move is closing above again towards upside. Not only that, we just had a very, very bullish move on the daily time frame. I don't know if you noticed that. Right now we are having a bearish move, but you know, yesterday it was actually a bullish move, because this over here was daily resistance levels that we need to break, right? We were over here and we was pulling back towards the upside, but we managed to do a bullish engulfing candle above the resistance. What kind of chart does a bullish engulfing candle above the resistance level and then drops down, you know, 20-30%? I don't get it. This is actually very bullish. That shows, you know, the bulls have the control, because if the bears had the control, this would not have happened. We would not have created, you know, broken the resistance of 52k. We would probably close below it, but we actually broke above it. Yes, they are pushing it down. Yes, they are accumulating down here. But it's bullish, guys. It's bullish. Unfortunately for everybody out there who hopes that we are going to get some kind of, you know, drop, pull back below 50k, below 40k, below 30k, whatever levels, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not with you on this one. Blockchain Baker said it will be correction like ABC, and after the alt season will go parabolic while Bitcoin remains the 53k region max, and more important, until the Fed starts cutting rates. You think Fed is gonna start cutting rates? Maybe. Danny, what's up? DJ Crypto Noel. People are acting like they are in November 2021 or 22. Drops, lol, funny. Just a correction. Exactly. Love. Blockchain Backer called this climb to your favorite 0.720 fib since last year in summer. To tell you the truth, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Since last year summer last year, but it doesn't matter, because over here, you know, summer last year, that was the bottom. So, you know, he pulls his fibs out of his pants. He pulls his fibs out of his pants like everybody else. But this is the golden pocket, and a 702 fib. Where is the 702 fib? I don't know. I don't even have 702 fib. What kind of fib is 702? 0.702. I don't even know what kind of fib that is, man. There is it. Yeah, 0.7. Well, like what kind of, who uses 702, man? He was looking at 702 fib. Like there is no fib 702. Nobody's looking at 702 fib. It's 26, 38, 5, 61, and then there is this golden pocket that everybody talks about. And there is 78 and there is 1. Like, sure, people are putting more lines up there, but you know, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Use it since 2017. Why does he use 0702? Doesn't matter. Maybe he knows something I don't know. I'm not really a big fib guy, you know. But let's look at Fibonacci's, because this is how you do it, right? Bottom, top, bottom, Fibonacci go towards upside, right? So this 0.38 up here failed miserably. 40, what's that? 0.5 up here failed miserably because we are zigzagging above that up down. The only thing that actually played out nicely is this 0.618, this you know golden pocket up here. This played out nicely, which we pulled back from, and you know again came to that level and just broke that towards upside. Of course, everything gets broken, but you know 702, man. I don't know about that. Like, if he said like, you know, 78, like he could get more right about that, but you know, not quite big fan of those levels. Anyways, guys, we are not really big fans of Fibonacci at all. Do not use Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a scam. Just so you know that. Do not use Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a scam. Beside the scam, this looks good, guys. I tell you again, this looks very, very good. He uses 2017. This looks very, very good. And right now, when everybody's fearing, yeah, I also noticed, you remember before when every single time when I thought this is it, it's gonna drop, it didn't drop. Now, I'm not saying this is not gonna drop. The only thing I'm saying, there is a good probability right now to go towards upside. There is everything, right? It looks more bearish, and you can say the probability is continuing towards downside, but, and right now I would say, you know, probability towards upside is this much and probability towards downside is that much. So there is more probability towards downside, but you know, it can go both ways. But you know, probability wise, 70% down, 30% up. But a lot of people are forgetting one very, very, very crucial important thing. We are in the bull market. And when it comes to the bull markets, in the bull market, any kind of move towards upside, probability doubles. And any kind of pullback towards downside, you know, gets shorted in two. So technically speaking, there is always more upside towards, you know, there is always more probability towards upside than towards downside. That's how much pulls back. There is always more probability because it's bull market, guys. The retail is not here yet. The retail is not here yet. It's gonna be fine. They just want to take your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your altcoins, your Cardano, your XRP, your Chiliz. I mean, they can take your XRP, doesn't matter, EOS for that matter, right? But you know, there are definitely good altcoins that they want to take from you, so they want to get you into the fear and dump down. Now, people in the green names in the chat, tell me coins to look at. I just want to look at some coins, not you know to figure out price, but you know, I just want to look at some coins to you know. See how this pullback has been affecting them. So write some coins in the chat and I'll look at them, okay? CAS, okay, Ron, let's look at CAS. CASPA. Which coin? Let's see. I think Gate.io has a lot more data on this thing over here. Doesn't matter. We're not gonna look at on data up here. So CASPA up here is down. It's not even down. Let's go to the weekly time frame. It's above the resistance levels up here. It's pulling back towards downside on the weekly time frame. Monthly time frame bullish as well, breaking that towards upside up here. Do we have any kind of divergence up here on top? You cannot say anything because there is too little data up here. There is no divergence up here on chart. This actually, the MACD is actually crossing again towards upside. Looks nice on the daily time frame. Just pulling back to the 20 moving average. Is the trend actually over here broken? The trend is not even broken yet, so even this big drop towards downside all the way from the top to the bottom, 13% down, could not break the trend. Yes, we are pulling back into the averages over here, but it's not breaking the trend, right? Over here there's also support levels up here. First of all, there's support levels down here, but even there are support over here right now. So it's not breaking anything right now. It's very, very early to be bearish. it's very early. Like oftentimes you want to get bearish, like you know, we say by the time it actually breaks down, it's already down like, you know, 30-40%, so it's too late. You know, it's time to get bearish is at the tops, some kind of tops. But I haven't seen any kind of tops that right now tells me that we are in some kind of overextend territory, that, you know, Bitcoin is going, you know, very too high up, and right now it needs to, you know, go down like 50% or anything like that, or 30% for that matter. So, you know, I just don't see it. So even if you're looking at Kaspa up here, it, you know, it doesn't look bad, man. It doesn't look bad. Yes, it's breaking up here, it's pulling back down. Over here it's pulling just back down. You know, this is a 4-hourly time frame, pulling just down to 50 levels over here, 40 levels right now. Daily time frame is just pulling back down to these previous lows over here at the 66k levels, right? So it's technically still a very, very strong uptrend up here. Even the momentum up here is going a little bit towards the upside. So from this move over here to the momentum is actually climbing again towards the upside. So I wouldn't say it's bearish. I wouldn't say it's bearish. So even this chart over here is not bearish. Can we do Glimmer for the 10,000th time? I don't know, man. Did you ask me about Glimmer before? Let's check out Glimmer. So Glimmer chart up here. I did look at Glimmer before. Let's go to monthly time frame up here. Glimmer looks, you know, exceptionally well on the monthly time frame. Broke the trend 2 times, got above the 20 moving average, pulled back, and right now, you know, broke above that. Yes, it's having this pullback on the monthly time frame, but there's nothing wrong with it. This is how usually the chart goes back down up here. The first move comes back up here, because it continues climbing, you know, it does this, you know, curvature towards the upside, right? But this is the very first move. It does this up here and then continues towards the upside. So even if you look at a monthly time frame, this actually looks exceptionally nice, right? Look here on the weekly time frame. Look how nicely this actually happened. Look how nicely this actually happened. You see these moving averages over here. You see these moving averages over here, how they pushed the price down over here and broke that and went below that, and start over here, right over here at the bottom. We start slowly climbing. Once we got above the 50, we explode towards the downside and got this very, very nice bottom. And look here on the weekly time frame, what's happening right now? Where is right now support level at? After this move above the resistance level up here, you know, 10 moving average. It's just pulling back. We are in a pullback on altcoins and Bitcoin and everything else. Can this pull back a little bit more? Technically it can, but there is, again, no reason to be bearish. The pullbacks are for buying. Sell your house, sell your wife, sell your kidneys, whatever. It's not over just yet. And the reason I'm trying to say this over and over again, and I'm trying to convince you it's not over, because I have seen a lot of, you know, stuff on X right now that it's telling me that people are thinking that, you know, 53k is the top. If you remember back in the day when Bitcoin has 30k, 32k, 31k, when was Bitcoin 30k? Let me go over here. I posted something on X. Let me find that. I think I highlighted. Now it's isn't there. I don't miss it. I don't have it over here. Let's go over here. Post. When was Bitcoin 13k? That was a long while ago. February 1st. When was? Let me just go over here and see when Bitcoin was 30k up here around June, July. Okay, so we gotta go a lot back in time up here. Let me go up here. The beginning of the end. When was this last up here? 30k. This was in October. Sometimes not that. Let me just read a little bit over here, guys. I just need. There we go. Let me do this. Copy link. So I'm just gonna post the link over here on the chart. How do we do that? Copy link. Why can't I paste? It doesn't work. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I did this thing over here. When was that? This was November 9th. This was actually up here at 34k levels, right? So let me just screenshot this over here. So this is the post. Unsubscribe to anybody who says 38k is the top. So we are up here at 38k. Was this 38 night? Yeah, night up here. Yeah, it was up here. 38k. 38k, right? And I said, unsubscribe to anybody who says 38k is a stop, right? Who 38, because there are a lot of people who are very, very bearish at that moment. And this channel over here was going like this over here towards up. So of course, everybody thought it's going to go down. And I said it's going to go up, and it went up. You know, yay me. On the other hand, I'll subscribe to everybody. And right now it's the kind of same thing. A lot of people are saying this is the top again. And I'm just here to tell you that a lot of those people do not know. Do not know. 50k the top. They're traumatized by the bear market and the short gains. Yeah, so when you read FUD, you gotta understand that there is always two sides of things, right? If somebody sells the 53k top, they will be FUDing Bitcoin to buy cheap again. If somebody is FUDing your coin, they're not FUDing it because, you know, they got nothing better to do than to FUD some random coin. They're FUDing your coin so they can buy cheap. So you can sell, price can drop down 20% and they can buy cheap. That's the reason that people are FUDing coins, guys. That's the whole game. That's how market manipulation works. You FUD something so you can buy cheap, right? And when you buy cheap, then you come out with all the good news because you want to go up. But as soon as you sell, nah, you know what? I sold because it was bad coin. It's you know, the transactions are not that high, and you know, it has outages all the time, and you know it's all technology, and then it drops down 40% and you're like, I just bought because this new CEO is coming out and he thinks this might go to the moon, and you know, and then price pumps, and then you sell again, and then you're like, you know what, this is shit, you know, that CEO didn't do the thing that he was supposed to do, I don't believe it, you know. That's the basics of market manipulation, yeah? Basics, very, very basics. When you want the price to go down so you can buy cheap, you don't go around talking about how good this thing is. On the other hand, when you already have bought, then you go out and say, look at this thing, it's very, very nice, it's a very good thing, it goes up. So right now everybody's FUDing, and the price goes towards downside over here, right? The price goes towards downside. But the only way you can hodl, the only way you can keep sane in this market is if you bought something that you truly strongly believe in, right? Bitcoin maxis never sell. Why? Because they truly strongly believe. Michael Saylor never sells because it doesn't matter what kind of FUD you throw at Michael Saylor, he's not selling. Oh, government's gonna ban Bitcoin. Oh, government, these guys are gonna do it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he doesn't believe because his conviction is very, very strong. So my tip for you is buy something you so strongly believe in that no amount of FUD can get you out of the market. If you have weak hands, we call it, you know, weak hands, paper hands, however you want to call it. If you have paper hands and you are very easily, you know, frightened by the market, just buy something you strongly believe in. It's gonna be so much easier to hodl. Because we gotta hodl. We gotta hodl for a while. You know, over here is the you know, April 17 up here, that's the halvening, and then, you know, 2025 March up here, you know, after 2025, give or take. Where is 2025? Over here 2025, like maybe a little bit before that or after that. Like, this is the box, guys. No, this is the box. This is the top box. Like, we gotta manage to, you know, hodl through the dips without trying to trade the dips. We gotta, you know, hodl through the dips, you know, to get to the top. Only the guys who can manage to hodl are gonna make it. Everybody else is not gonna make it. So, but you know, hodling through these kind of, you know, emotions and stuff like that, that's the trick, guys. That's the trick, guys. So the only thing I'm gonna leave you with right now is that we are looking at the box. This is the box, give or take. You go below the box, you might there are two ways this can actually play out. You gotta spring down below the box and pick up whatever liquidity up here has been created over here towards the upside. You go just right now towards the upside, or you just crash towards the downside. You know, crashing towards the downside, I'm not really a big proponent of it. If it does go towards the downside, I would assume this is gonna be a spring towards the upside. But I'm really more on the side of, yeah, it's just gonna go towards the upside right now. Again, I'm stupidly bullish, guys. Don't listen to me. What do I know? What do I know? Who am I? Some YouTuber guy sitting behind the desk, like, you know, drawing meme lines on the chart and saying this is gonna do that, this is gonna do that. Like, who am I? Do what you wanna do, but you know, me personally, not financial advice. You do you, I'll do me. You do your money, I'll do my money. Could I get more bullish? Could I get more? I don't think so. I think I'm at peak bullishness. Nah, we're gonna see. When retail gets here, that's gonna be peak bullishness. Right now, I'm just happy to be here. Guys, thank you for stopping by. It was a nice stream. 48 minutes, not that long. 40 minutes. We just chatted about Bitcoin. Again, if you want to join our, TF Fans Club community, get the green name, be part of the cool gang, have the emojis and all that shebang, talking chat, do click the link and join the community. On the other hand, if you just want to, be part of the TF Fans Club, public community, support the channel, have a place to go and talk about coins and stuff like that, join our, public TF Fans Club chat, because that thing is gonna fill up very, very fast once the retail gets here. There are gonna be thousands of people in there, so it's gonna be very nice and social community. So it's nice to be there first. Guys, again, thank you for stopping by. I'm out. Have a nice evening. Where is my outro button? Bye-bye.